Quick disclaimer, all the content in this video are for its rightful owner. No copyright infringement intended. I don't own shit. But yeah, enjoy the video.
Good old Jerry boy, a man only driven by an insatiable lust for power and wealth. A man whose ego is only matched in opulence by his self-relating excuse for a stadium. That big scoreboard, it certainly isn't just for fan enjoyment, you know. Jerry Jones is a man who has deluded himself into thinking he is a genius of the gridiron. The man oversaw one of the greatest dynasties in football history. He has some clout, but look past the sheen of those teams. They were forced to tank for the first year of his ownership and were the benefactors of the Vikings being overly desperate for a running back. He was just able to throw a shitload of money around at a time when there was no cap in the league. Jimmy Johnson played a huge role in those Super Bowl winning teams, and Jerry threw him out on his ass in a showing of arrogance. This thinking has continued to this day. Jerry is an old relic of a time long past. He is an owner who acts as his own GM. Jerry definitely knows what is right for his team. At the very least, he doesn't give a shit about putting on a facade of goodwill. Jerry only cares if a guy can play football. If you're a total head case who's frequently abused his girlfriend by chucking her on a mound of assault rifles, the Cowboys want you. If you killed a guy on the practice squad by driving recklessly in the middle of the night, the Cowboys need to keep you. If you're a former third-string quarterback who wants nothing more than to kiss your ass and be a puppet, the Cowboys have a permanent spot for you as their head coach. If you're a fifth-string wide receiver that was framed for a robbery and is in fact a decent human being, the Cowboys have no spot for your wholesomeness. Get the fuck out. He's an imposter of a football player, you know. Let's not forget that this is a man who was ever so close to drafting Johnny Football, only to be stopped by his pesky meddling son. What could have gone wrong there? Look at what Jerry's expertise has gotten the Cowboys since that dynasty. A grand total of 2 playoff wins in 23 years. An incredible legacy of choking away big games. A reputation for signing the riffraff of the NFL. This past stretch was a stroke of incredible luck brought on by yet another head case in Ezekiel Elliott and a surging Dak Prescott. They went 13-3 only to choke away another late lead in January. No, I still have no idea how Jared Cook was that wide open. But apparently what really matters to Jerry is staying in the spotlight. He must in order to satiate that gargantuan ego. Look at that stunt he pulled when the anthem protests were at their peak. That wasn't about unity. That was about Jerry. That was about him being the center of attention yet again. But this is just the surface act of Jerry Jones. The man is the shadow emperor of the league. Anyone that follows closely knows that Roger Goodell does not run the NFL. Jerry Jones does. A lot of key moves made in the past few years have his fingerprints on them. Stan Kroenke completely fucking over St. Louis and moving to Los Angeles? That was Jerry Jones's bidding. Dean Spanos pulling a big fat fuck you to San Diego? That move was also composed by Jerry Boy. The Raiders moving away from Oakland to a Las Vegas, bending over backwards to appease them? Game, set, and match to Jerry Jones. Even the local municipalities are victimized as they built him a practice facility costing over $100 million in public funds. Jerry only cares about Jerry. He wants more money, more fame, more admiration, and will run over anything or anyone to get it. Only he can attain this lofty goal. But there's one hitch in this plan. Somebody struck back. Roger Goodell fired a warning shot across his bow by rewarding his star running back Zeke with a lofty 6-game suspension for dubious reasons. There were only allegations of abuse and Elliott was never charged with a crime. But we all know why he did it. To get back at Jerry. To say to him, bitch, this is my league. You don't scare me at all. Get back in line with the rest of the owners. The Cowboys have suffered a disastrous season of underachieving and misery as a result. Once considered to be a favorite to win the NFC East, they choked away a chance at the playoffs repeatedly by shooting themselves in the foot. Dak Prescott regressed wildly without Zeke and turned into the armless Jameis Winston. Like Elliott, Jerry fought tooth and nail to keep his star in the game. Even as he schemed and threatened and scolded, Roger would not be deterred. An example needed to be made. Jerry Boy had seen enough. It was now time to go a step further. A bloodless coup d'etat. Wait, this is Jerry Jones. Nothing is ever silent. It has to be plastered on every website and newspaper in the land. You thought Colin Kaepernick threatening to sue the NFL was a stroke of genius? Jerry Boy wants you to hold his escort. Try strong-arming your band of cronies and ass-kissers to the point of open rebellion. Roger Goodell is being extended by the league in a showing of confidence. What the hell has he done for Jerry and the rest of the owners besides filling their vaults with shitloads pounds of cash. This man is killing the league, and worst of all, he crossed Mr. Jones. It's time to filibuster like good old Strom Thurmond. We need to hold up this contract for the Ginger Hammer. Let's say stomping our feet and whining for 6 more months should be good enough to get his way. In fact, if the NFL doesn't cater to Jerry Boy's demands, he'll sue the league. Because if there's a way to get your point across while maintaining your reputation, it's by biting the hand that feeds. If there was any sort of justice, the pouting failed to move most of the team owners. The extension of Roger Goodell was finalized. There will be 5 more years of inconsistent discipline and poor leadership under Goodell's fist. It's okay, Jerry, you can always get Skip Bayless to suck you off under your mahogany desk a few more times. This honestly couldn't have happened to a better owner and fan base if there ever was one. Jerry's an insufferable egotistical fuckwit, and Cowboys fans are a mere extension of the hubris that permeates throughout the organization. Even as this nightmare of a season comes to a close, nothing will change. Jerry's heart will not grow 3 sizes, he will not be visited by 3 spirits, and he will not unlock his death grip on the rest of the NFL. This civil war between him and Goodell is only beginning. The uneasy peace that is in place right now will soon erupt into full-scale shit-slinging. Personally, I cannot wait for the laughter that will ensue from a bunch of rich old men wheezing and sparring via the media. It will be a glorious sight. Cowboys fans, I wish I could say that you could pick on the usual suspects, but one of your main rivals just won a Super Bowl. It's far more than your team will ever accomplish while Jerry Jones is still alive.